And ready, set, action! Really? That chord? Oh my god. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a fun little project that we're gonna do. We're gonna upgrade the sound of the old SA. So the like most motorcycles, the stock muffler, I mean, it's kind of an eyesore, maybe a little bit of a hindrance. So here is so the stock muffler on the 16 Super Adventure. Actually, probably all Super Adventures. I don't think they changed it in the newer ones. You know, it's this big old behemoth of a can. So, and it really cuts down on the sound. You know, it makes it more touring friendly and emissions friendly and all that stuff. But yeah, this bike's got the heart of the beast in it. Might as well make it sound like that. So I have picked up a beast muffler. This is a Super Duke R can, and for the most part, it's it connects straight up. The header pipe connection is still exactly the same, or not the header pipe, but the up pipe, mid pipe, whatever you want to call it. The muffler bolts onto the exhaust just right. The only difference is the mounting. The Duke has a long arm that comes down and holds up the muffler, whereas the Adventure has this arm that kind of comes straight out like this and holds it. So that's so it's not like a direct bolt on. It's it connects to the pipe, but then the muffler would just be sitting there flapping. There's nothing holding it up. So we have to fabricate a mount for it to hold it up. So that's what I'm going to do today. And let's do this. First we're going to take off this heat guard. Alright. Easy enough. And then okay, so the heat guard was a T25. The exhaust clamp is a T30. I guess you could probably put a 8mm, it looks like. It's like an 8mm on there. And then we got this big honking guy up here. Let's see. That is a T45. And Jeebus. That is pretty heavy in comparison. That's, holy crap, that's a whole lot lighter. Alright, so I imagine this will probably be a little bit easier without the rack here. I'm not sure what configurations other Adventures have. I think there's a mounting point right here for the stock touring bags. This is the KTM branded Givey luggage rack. Shits and giggles. Let's see do this.
You.
Okay, so looking this over, there's a few ways I can go about doing this. I can put a plate back here and then bend that up and over. Or I can put it on this side and then bend it over. Or just put a flat piece right here and then put a spacer between the bolt and in there. I'm not sure any particular way is quote unquote easier than another. I guess it more or less has to go with what materials I have on hand. So I'm gonna look around and see what I got to work with. Alright, so looking around, I found I've got a big plate of this right here. This is a 5/32, I think about 4mm aluminum. And this is a test bend that I did on it to see how hard the stuff is to bend. And it bends fairly well. It holds the bend. And I'm not sure what kind of aluminum this is. It's just something that I picked up, you know, scrap. Threw it in the pile, brought it home. But we'll see how it works. And worst case scenario, it fatigues and cracks, and then I just have to redo this again to get to the well, templating stage. That's where we gotta start. Let's see, I think that will fit in there. There's a little bit of a lip right here where it fits into these holes. So I'm kind of thinking I can put that size of hole in it and then squash it between there and there. Yeah, maybe I'll just go behind. That might be. One thing I do have to contend with is that the nut side of these bolts is actually in the exhaust hanger, so it's, you know, threaded in there. So I do have to put nuts on the back side here. Nuts and washers. Let us see if we have the appropriate size. So yeah, I got myself a nice stainless nylock nut. So these are an M8 by 125. So if you're looking to do this yourself and you want to use the bolts that are already there, I guess if you, well, there's got to be something holding this stock hanger on. So yeah, the bolts that I have, the bolts that bolt into the stock hanger are M8 by 125. Theoretically, if you're doing this, you could put whatever size will fit. So you could still, yeah. I think that's what we'll go with. We'll just use the bolts we have and throw some M8 1.25 nuts on the back. Alright, we got some of the good stuff. Some of the base level entry to making anybody can find cardboard. It's my go-to for templating. So I'm going to start with putting this back here. Kind of getting a rough estimate where these bolts go. so I got 2 marks there. That's going to be my jumping off point. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut that down. See, if we put that there, we know the pipe goes in right there, so we can put a little tick mark right about there. So basically what we're going to do at this point is just some subtractive manufacturing. So we're going to kind of work from a large scale to a smaller scale. So I'm going to put a bend there, and then there, and then okay, like that, and then like that, and then that bend, and that bend. There you go. So it pays to have different sizes of pencils. Okay, so do that there, and that there, that, and then that, and then go like this. Bend right there, and then bend right there. Now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to come from here to there, and from there to there. And that's pretty much it. There we go. That's our template. Alright, so here is our material. Toss our template on there. Zoop. Zoop. Put a hole there. Put a hole there. Put a hole there. Let's set these holes a little better. Okay. Now, because this is going into a, so I have an 8mm hole going through these, I'm going to put an 8mm bowl. I'm going to put a 9mm hole. Alright, so I've got a 21/64 strobe bit. That's about an 8 1/4 millimeter. Now for the saw. Okay, so this is my means of how I'm going to cut this. Because aluminum is basically just shiny wood. You can use a lot of wood tools to cut it. So you don't have to have a bandsaw. It does make things a lot easier though. Ooh, it's nice and warm. Okay, now let me get a little bit safer. I'm going to chamfer out these holes. Alright, so before I start doing the bending, I did a test fit and this corner is hitting up here, so I'm going to nip that off real quick. Alright, so now we're going to work on our bending. Put that there, that there, that there, and then our bends are here, here, and then this side is going to be there. Connect the dots. From there to there, and then connect the dots again. There, there. Alright, so goes like that. This bends up. This bends down. Okay. So I wonder if my brake will be able to handle this stuff. Alright, so I do have a little inexpensive Harbor Freight sheet metal brake here. Let's see if we can break it. Alright, well, we only have to go about 45. Let's see if we can do it. Yep. That is just not gonna do it. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, all the way through there. And at the lower RPMs, in the 3 to like 5,000, that cruising RPM range, I can hear the exhaust a little more than I could before, especially at speed. But it's not really intrusive at the low RPM cruising. It's just it's there. It's like just faintly in the background. Barely hear it over wind noise. But where it really shines is that higher RPM. Higher RPM, higher throttle openings. Once you really crack the throttle open and really get up into the RPMs, that's where it really shines. So, you got a little bit of a grab, like a baby tiger on the stock bike. But on this one, now you got like a teenage tiger. A little more of a growl, but not a whole lot, just enough. And I really like it. Hopefully it'll get picked up on the audio. That's the good stuff. That's what it's all about. So until we meet again, do all the doobly-doo stuff. Leave a like, a comment, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff. Stay safe, have fun, peace.